And away from politics, well, raising a minor, more so teenagers in the 21st century, is fast becoming a major headache for parents and community leaders. That hundreds of teenagers have been arrested in the last few weeks alone, consuming drugs and engaging in risky, indecent sexual behavior, is a manifestation of how trends in popular culture and technology may be inducting and exposing youth to illegal and harmful activities early on. Well, Leila Mohammed sets the pace for our discussion on raising teenagers in the digital age.
The story of a teenage KCPE candidate awaiting mental assessment before appearing in court to face murder charges reads like a paragraph lifted from a fiction story. The reality that the 14-year-old from Kamuyu, Machakos County faces after being arrested for strangling a 15-year-old girl she considered a rival in a reported love triangle. The incident coming at a time when police are investigating separate cases involving at least 242 minors arrested in the last week alone, partying, smoking, drinking and engaging in sex orgies.
Ninasihi viongozi wa kanisa kama mimi tusimame pamoja na kile ninasema huenda tukawaharibu watoto wetu.
Inside a public hall in Kayole, Doreen Kirote, a social worker, leads a mentorship session involving teenage girls. Sessions like this have been necessitated by trends in errant and risky behavior, which sociologists say is a result of external pressure.
Kitambo tukigrow up, watoto walikuwa ni it's a collective responsibility ya jamii. So if we join all of us together, we can help these people.
But gone are the days when parenting was strict and a community affair. In the era of advanced technology and social media, keeping up is a tall order for parents.
The study that was done some time back by some guys called Kaspersky Lab, and they found that about 70% of the parents don't know what's happening or what their children are doing online.
As technology moves from the traditional to the more complicated and sophisticated, so does the danger that lurks behind these gadgets, as experts now say. And for many parents, experts also believe that there is a need for them to keep up with the Joneses and be able to be abreast with technology as it moves along.
These gadgets have parental controls. We parents, first and foremost, we have to know them. Number two, we have to apply them. From the inception, we give them inoculations or vaccinations. We also need to give our children psychological vaccinations, such that if they are vulnerable to this information, and then therefore they are able to manage, they are able to repel.
But in a country with over 90% penetration of mobile phone subscription, online predators are always on the prowl for easy prey.
Even before COVID-19, globally, it's estimated there were 750,000 predators, people looking to engage children and exploit them online. The figures that we know in that cybercrime unit, the Child Protection Unit, October of last year, 2019, to October of this year, there have been over 8,000 cases that have been identified by the unit to have some element of child abuse and exploitation. But there are those they call severe cases. And those severe cases, they have been able to filter that, and it's about 560 for Kenya.
We realize that the predators online are engaging children online. Either they send cookies so that when the children are like or click onto them, they are automatically connected to, they get details of the children.
The Global Threat Assessment 2019 shows that online child offenders seek new ways of sharing content as disguised websites that is harmful to minors. DCI is actively investigating at least 500 cases, some of which may have originated from beyond the country's borders, popped up on devices and circulated locally.
We have connected to that organization in the US called NCMEC, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, And what they do is when they receive reports from social media on child-related abuse materials, we get the reports related to Kenyan domain through their database. And from the same channel, we have realized that there is an upsurge of cases, and at the moment we get around 300 cases in a month.
DCI is also in pursuit of online groups believed to have been involved in the disappearance of several girls in Komarak Estate, the agency advising parents and minors to be on the lookout.
Don't share inappropriate pictures of yourself to someone, even if you know that the person receiving the picture is someone you trust, you know very well. At some point, it can leak to another person. And when it gets into a wrong hand, it affects. Even that most trusted person can use it at some point against you.
We need to talk to our adolescents, we need to talk to our children about appropriate usage. And when I talk about appropriate usage, there's something very interesting. One of the things that people don't know is that with these, pictures and videos and texts that we send out there, most of the time they become part of our digital footprint for life.
But most parents are also actively engaged in time-consuming economic activities.
Watoto wengi wamerefuka, hata wanapanga mambo yao kisiri na wanaenda kufanya mambo yao. Hiyo jambo kama mzazi inaniuma sana. Hiyo jambo kama mwalimu inaniuma sana. Kwa sababu sisi kama walimu tunaaibika. Ile maadili mema ambayo tunafundisha watoto wetu yanaendelea kudidimia.
Then there is the role of religious institutions and elders in raising young, curious minds, now seemingly overtaken by trends.
You can't teach somebody whereby you don't have that knowledge. So number one is the religious leaders themselves, they have to have proper knowledge to impart that knowledge to others.
And such is raising a teenager in the age of technology and pop culture, an ever-shifty battle between modernity on one side and morality on the other. Leila Mohammed, NTV.